Hello and welcome to a brand new mixed tournament. This is the No Terminals. I was about to say Turnimals or something. I don't know. No Terminals mixed tournament. So as you would expect, this is another one of the 75 card mixes, and in this one there are no terminal actions present whatsoever. From what I understand, it's impossible to draw dead in this tournament. There's also no villages, notably. So obviously villages aren't terminal, but nonetheless, they are also not present. This is set up similarly to the other tournaments. So we have a group stage in which we play 4 games, and then some number of players advance to the bracket stage, single elimination bracket stage. I haven't checked into how many groups there are and whether second place is advanced, blah, 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 blah. I'll worry about that later. For now, let's look at the kingdom. So we've got Goat Herd to be our only... Oh, and Banish is... Okay, so we've got Goat Herd and Banish for thinning, let's say. We've got Populate, that's exciting. Doesn't get us Dens of Sin, but does get us Scrying Pools. Oh, there's Lookout for trashing as well. Opening with a Lurker here does not seem crazy. Like, Lurker can get Grand Markets and Scrying Pools. I mean, that in and of itself might be worth it. Opening with a single Lurker is not appealing in the sense that it doesn't do anything unless my opponent doesn't follow, and even then it can be risky. But if I'm gonna want some anyway, maybe it makes sense. So what are we gonna get on 5? Maybe we're gonna get a Den of Sin and just, like, try to draw into a big Banish. Get behind that. They get, like, I guess the best we could hope for is a 2-estate Banish. It's still pretty good. I'll get the Lurker. I think overall I do prefer a 4-3 on this board. Well, we could just take a Trasher. So what happens if we end up with 1 estate? We can just, like, grab a Destrier if we want. We end up with 7 coppers. We could go, like, Foreign Lurker, I guess. Or we could banish some coppers. I do like getting the Den of Sin. I think I'm gonna... Alright, so we're gonna... I mean, we could get the Dream and have a 3-estate Banish. It's possible. We draw exactly Copper Estate. If we draw Lurker Estate, though, we're pretty sad. Oh, no. Ugh. Alright, let's grab another Lurker and that, well, or, Yeah, the worst possible draw. Odds of which were not very high. But it was a risk. We could obviously grab a Trasher. We probably should. The question is, do we want to draw... Or do we want to buy 2 Trashers, or do we want to buy a Lurker? We're going to have 4 here at least, maybe 5. I think I should get the Trasher. How do we feel about Goat Herd versus Lookout? I mean, with my opponent picking up a Goat Herd, that inclines me more towards Goat Herd. Lookout... Yeah, right now is, I think, a little bit better at trashing. But not so much better that I think it probably matters. Okay, so we see the Den. I wonder if it's worth grabbing a potion here. We're not increasing the economy in our deck right now, that's for sure. necessarily need Scrying Pool for draw in this kingdom, is the thing. Like, there's lots of stuff that it at least replaces itself, if not drawing, and then like you can play your like lurkers and then minion or something like that. So I'm not super excited about potion. Not to mention there's populate. It's possible I should just take a silver. We're gonna need to like be able to buy stuff that's more expensive than like 3 or 4. We could take a second trasher too. I think I'm gonna grab this silver first. Okay. So we can't banish again, unfortunately. Hopefully crlundy will like lurk something and then we'll draw our lurker and steal it. Probably not. Probably we end up buying a lurker this turn. That way. Or, alright, we could just banish this estate. I don't like badly want any of these other cards. I do wonder whether it was correct to not get the lurker turn 1 so that we could guarantee that like we're gonna have like at least a somewhat useful banish. Yeah, I think this is actually going to be better than. I mean, taking another silver wouldn't be crazy either, but we can do that now if we want. Surely you did not pair your lurkers. What? Come on. Hmm. Kidding. I guess that wasn't that bad, but I would have liked to still have the goat herd in hand. All right. Unpaired lurker again. I think we just take Den here. Okay, this could turn into a nice banish. We draw a couple more coppers. Even if we don't, depending on what we draw. If we draw like double lurker, I'll banish 2 coppers and grab a grand market. Hmm. Well, could banish 2 coppers. Now we do want to hit populate, right? For which we need money in our deck. Now we've started with 7 coppers, we've trashed 1. And we have 2 silvers. We have 10 money in our deck, but we don't really have a way to draw our deck right now. Could buy... If we banish the coppers, we're going to need to replace the money, which is fine. I mean, in theory, we should be able to do that with lurkers, although chances are pretty good that we're going to discard our 2 lurkers and not be able to take advantage of them. But yeah, would I rather have a minion or a Destrier or another Den or banish 2 coppers? I kind of think Den. I really want to be able to pair my lurkers for one thing. You know, we also don't get dens through populate. Not that we're populating anytime soon, but double minion for discard is a good sign. Ooh, trigger. That's a bad shuffle to trigger. Not totally sold on all these minions. Alright, so we can take and market. I think I'm just going to grab another den. And another one. A good minioned. Alright, so we can buy a grand market here. Did I trash copper over estate with my goat herd? I feel like I might have done that for some reason. I don't know. So yeah, do we buy? I think we buy Grand Market. Although we could buy a relatively cheap Destrier. We have 8 coins, so we'd have to buy. We couldn't buy like a 5 and a Destrier, so it's probably not worth it. I'm kind of regretting not investing in more trashing. I thought I was going to be able to pull off a big banish, and I haven't really gotten to that point. I'm actually going to get to draw a card. That's nice. Oh, never mind. I mean, maybe we'll see the goat herd, but This might be the turn, though. We see our other grand markets. For populate, I mean. Piles are going to run fast, and that's something we need to pay attention to as well. Once we start populating. All right, well, that's it. Is there any reason this would matter? I don't think so. I have a third lurker, which isn't really what I want, but suppose if I populate again, it'll be more useful. I mean, it's useful for pile out control, of course. Right now, this hand is not looking very populaty. crlundy opting not to populate. Interesting. Chooses to exile an estate over gaining like a ton of cards. I don't know about that. Did he trash? Oh, well, with lurker, yes. I'm a little concerned about. I guess there's nothing I could. Well, maybe I want to discard the lurker. I don't know. I want to hit populate again. Right. I'm wondering, like, if I trash with the goat herd or don't trash with the goat herd. I guess we're gonna this. So yeah, we're not there. We choose not to trash with the goat herd. We discard lurker estate. Play the grand market. Play the. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, I think. I mean, if we draw another lurker, we could be pretty sad. But I really want to hit populate again. Okay. We got it. But I guess we don't trash here. Oh. Thing. Another den. Well, another den is useful, so that's fine. I'm glad I didn't trash. All right, now we should be in business. Minions are low, grand markets are low, lurkers are low. Oh, now they're really low. And I have a points lead, so I should just be able to win this turn. I would think. Oh, I have a scrying pool. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this has got to be unlock. We can actually just populate, or, well, yeah, okay, let's just lurker, trash that, lurker, trash that, lurker, trash that, and whatever. We don't need to mess about. Just buy some provinces. Yeah. I think it became unsafe, crlundy, to populate there, and presumably he didn't notice or felt that he needed to do it and risk that or like gamble on me dudding. Although I had 3 dens in play, so that wasn't very. I think in retrospect, might have been correct, like I was saying, to not even take the lurker on turn 1 and just like set up the big estate banish. But it worked out in the end. All right, so I was player 1. That also obviously gave me an advantage there. I got to like take an extra turn. All right, so what do we have this time? We have Ratcatcher, Plan, Church, and kind of sort of transmogrify. Oh, and Loan for trashing. Okay, we don't lack for trashing. Let's see. Storyteller is the main draw. Do we have a source of plus buy though? It does not look that way. So the biggest payload here, I guess. Well, I mean, there's Forum, but the biggest payload here, I guess, is playing a bunch of groundskeep. Whoa, never mind. That doesn't even work. I was thinking about like, yeah, neither of the ways to gain extra cards, Cobbler or Transmogrify, play with with Groundskeeper. That doesn't mean that we don't want Groundskeepers necessarily, but it is a single province board, so we're gonna want to play pretty fast. I like getting a T-Mog here, I think. Turning estates into 3 costs seems pretty good. And then later, T-Mogging things into Groundskeepers is a way to get more of those. Can also help with reliability. Can also use it to mill provinces. So yeah, I'm going to grab a T-Mog. And then we could plan something, or we could just go ahead and grab a Church or a Ratcatcher. We definitely want something to trash the coppers. I mean, that's obvious. Church. Church is pretty good. I think we'll go to Church. This is sad. Church of the Bull. I wonder if I want second T-Mod. The obvious alternative here is Poacher. I could see myself wanting a second one, but probably not just yet. Ugh. Gross. All right, well, we save 2 estates and pick up a Ratcatcher. Even if we'd seen the T-Mog this turn, that would, normally you really want to see a turn 3, but here it wouldn't have been so bad because we still would have gotten a trash and estate with it, but bottom decking it. Gross. I guess we could mole. Church misses the shuffle either way. T-Mog misses the shuffle either way, so that doesn't really matter. The estates don't miss the shuffle if we play the Church, which... because we don't get the Ratcatcher, potentially. We could easily draw a Copper Estate. Yeah, the estates getting held across the shuffle makes the T-Mog less likely to, collide with an estate quickly, of course, but also makes the shuffle better. Yeah, I think it's not worth it. We could have a pretty sad wonder if I want to be trashing Copper over estate just because like of the value of being able to trash the estates with the team. Not sure. What do I want to buy? this turn. If I draw my third estate, which is quite unlikely, 1 in 6, I would still be able to buy another rat catcher. I'm going to be greedy. Wow. Didn't actually want that to happen, you understand. Because that means I don't get to play the T-Mog next turn. Call the T-Mog, rather. I mean, I guess crash the Poacher, but I see a reason to do that. Okay, so we can get a Storyteller here. I do think we're going to want a couple of those. Not like a ton, but I wonder if you got a Cobbler. How do I feel about Cobbler? I mean, there are a lot of cards at 3 and 4 that are worth getting, and we can T-Mog into the Storytellers. Maybe that is better. Yeah, I can see it. Certainly feels like I'm getting wrecked. I think problem with setting aside these estates is we're gonna put the T-Mog. The T-Mog's gonna go into our shuffle, and then the estates are gonna be in a hand that we know we're not gonna have the T-Mog on the map for. But I think it's worth it anyway. I guess we could set aside one estate so that the T-Mog can hit the other one. It'll improve our shuffle, but I don't know. Now the question is, do we want a merchant? The whole merchant storyteller thing is interesting, right? Like if you don't have the merchants in play when you play a storyteller, then like, and if you play a silver, I mean, I'm actually wondering if we would rather just have another silver as opposed to a merchant. I mean, we don't have any storytellers right now, so like it doesn't matter too much. We only have one silver. We're not like at that likely to pair them up. I think I'm gonna take second silver, and then we can get merchants after that. Oh, interesting. We could actually. I think I'm gonna still be greedy. All right, Church can trash. How about that? Well, we know we're gonna draw at worst a copper, so I'm still not gonna try the state. Oh, never mind. I am a fool. I am a fool. All right, well, I'm gonna grab a rat catcher because there's not really any harm in it, and we can always T-Mog it if we want. Yeah, it may well be time for groundskeeper. So how do we feel about merchant versus poacher? There's no piles in imminent danger of running. Poacher obviously doesn't need the silver, so I think I'm just going to take the poacher. Yeah. Well, I would have liked find my church. Sure. Also kind of like a second T-Mog at this point. I guess we can get one off of a cobbler. Do we get forum here? Now what I'm wondering, forum merchant. It's possible I should get a second church, but I don't know how important it is to be able to hold cards across every turn. Part of the reason I want the second T-Mog is because if I'm not going to buy Groundskeeper, then I want to be able to T-Mog into it. Possibly correct to just buy Groundskeeper or Storyteller. Maybe we don't need Storyteller on this board. Too hard to get gold. Foreign Merchant, Foreign Church, or Groundskeeper. I think Foreign Merchant. Maybe merchants are gonna run. I'm staring at a pile of 6, but now there's 4, and I'm about to take another one. Of course, poachers can be T-Mogged into Groundskeepers, so... Alright. Guess... set aside the estate, and let's go ahead and grab a second T-Mog. Yeah, I definitely think I'm losing this game. Bottom decking the T-Mog hurt pretty badly and probably shouldn't have been. Well, I don't even know if my estate greed is how much that's part of the problem. We could take another church here. Or we could just grab another silver to make sure we have a silver to pair with our merchant. And we're decently likely to get one, especially if we take another merchant or another poacher. Yeah, I think I'm, well, I'm just gonna take. Oh, I should have left that on top. Dumb. So dumb. All right. Doing the whole forum groundskeeper thing. Yeah, we found it. Did get both T-Mogs onto the map. Yeah. Crashes in estate gains 2 merchants. What? Oh, one from that and one from the cobbler. Sure. I wonder if we start a T-Mog forum here too. Like, depending on whether crlundy takes the last merchant, T-Mogging the estate doesn't look like as good. I mean, we could take silver, we could take church. Definitely gonna do poacher, the groundskeeper. I want to keep the state around. I could also just not call the other T-Mog. That way that I have the forum to like sift through this estate. Have another one available next turn to pick up another groundskeeper off of a poacher. Yeah. No. Hmm. This is awkward. I want the cobbler. I want the church. I want to set stuff aside with the church. Just playing it doesn't really do me any good. Maybe I just don't play the church and play the forum. I mean, I've got some more merchants and stuff down there, so I can kind of draw back around. Yeah. So that's what we'll do. On the other hand, hmm. Discarding the silvers is a little risky in terms of my money. I don't find them both. I have 3 cards to find them in. I've discarded 3 cards, so I'll have 5 cards in my discard. I'll go through 3 of them. None of which draw. Yeah. But I really want to play the... Well, I mean, I don't have to play any of this. I guess I didn't need to... I could have known that... The other consideration is being able to buy province this turn. Like right now we have, if we play these, we'll have 6 coins. We can get to 8 with these 2. But discard Butcher Cobbler. See how it goes. We discard Silver Cobbler, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to draw the other silver. If we draw the copper, it's not good enough. Well, at worst, I guess we pick up another groundskeeper. All right, I think I do want to play the church just so that I don't have to draw past it next turn. Get Silver Estate down here. Not a great start, but we're gonna have 4, 5, 6 to 7. Obviously not 8. Yeah, I think discard copper. I want to take another silver with the cobbler this turn. Oh, that's not enough for foreign province, which is nice. And I think crlundy should probably just go ahead and buy province. I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten a storyteller, but then how would we get any money? I'm groundskeeper. Okay. All right, we're gonna. I think we are gonna take a silver. Yeah, we want to play this just so we can find our T-Mog. What's the last card here? Another poacher. Would like to leave that on top. Doesn't really matter what I discard, I guess. It is another poacher, right? We have, yeah, we got 3. Be nice to have, kind of nice to have the collar in hand at this point. I would definitely consider T-Mogging that. If crlundy takes the last groundskeeper, I might be able to win emptying forums. T-Mog poacher into forum. Well, I probably can't hit 10 though. crlundy sure does have a lot of merchants. Okay. We can take it, the last groundskeeper. Probably want to get this church out of here, I think. So what are these last 4 cards? We have another groundskeeper, another merchant, the estate, and our T-Mog. I'm concerned about my ability to buy province if I discard the copper. Discarding the cobbler seems pretty necessary. If I draw... draw like a state T-Mog without seeing the merchant. And I discard the copper. Then I can't buy province. So that would suggest I should discard groundskeeper, fortunately. T-Mog's on the mat. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. Makes it a lot harder to pile control. crlundy doesn't have any either, so that does help. The crlundy definitely seems to me to have the better deck. My primary hope is to sneak something with the T-Mogs. And the good news is that crlundy is not hitting Forum Province. Be bad. And we have the T-Mog has got to be more important than the Cobbler. And the church. Ugh. Duchy it is, I guess. I have too many stop cards. crlundy is not. We could Ratcatcher the Copper here, reduce the number of those stop cards. Of course, and also reduce our ability to buy province. I wonder if at some point we T-Mog that duchy into a gold. I really like to. The problem is that reducing our hand size hurts our forum plays. But I don't quite understand that maneuver. Like forum into well, no, because now crlundy, if they could get another forum, like they would have enough money to do like forum estate and win off that, but they don't. Maybe they would have been able to win on forum estate anyway, if they had just gone forum to forum. That might have been the play. Oh, well, they don't have enough for that anyway. Yeah, I don't think playing for the long game makes sense here. They're trashing the copper. Oh god. He managed to set aside with church too. Do I have to mole here? It certainly seems that way. I wanted to put this transmogrify down, but oh god. Freaking terrible. There's no way I get back around and hit even 5 here. Right? It's not like I can catch up on points no matter what I do. I already know I can't hit province, so whatever, yes. Almost hit province. But yeah, now, well, Crlundy doesn't have any. Oh no, they do have a T-Mog down. Oh, they took extra T-Mogs off their Cobbler. That's what happened. This hand is wretched. If Crlundy were to dud this turn, which they almost certainly will not because of the church, then I could church all 3 cards, play the Cobbler, pass, and hope to be able to do something next turn. But as it is, I should just be losing in short order. I mean, I suppose. Well, I could mull the church. I mean, probably it won't matter. Crlundy didn't call T-Mug. That's kind of weird. Seems like the forum pile out was probably there for the taking. Definitely gonna need a dud here. No reason to call the T-Mog. We're just gonna. I think I gotta do this anyway. I basically have to hope for. Okay. So that's that. Well, not particularly well played on my part, I must say. Letting Crlundy get 8 of the 10 merchants was definitely a mistake. Okay, a lot of treasures in this one. Counterfeit and apprentice are forms of trashing. Counterfeit treasure trove is pretty exciting. So were it not for stockpile, I'd be pretty tempted to bury apprentice, get my estate trashing going. But as it is, I mean, I guess I could still ferry apprentice. Just get stockpile and then ferry apprentice and then grab an apprentice on next shuffle. Could make sense. What are we trying to do here? There's... We might... Might want to get like an apothecary so that we can do cherry stuff, I guess. There's not a lot of draw. I guess apprentice with treasure trove though, actually. We can get golds to apprentice and then crash the coppers with counterfeit. Okay. Yeah, well, let's pick up the stockpile. I think I am going to ferry apprentice. Tower, pretty notable, especially with Vineyard on the board. So I don't know that we're ever really going for provinces here. We want to like get a bunch of merchants probably and a bunch of chariot races probably, even if they aren't hitting frequently. I guess market squares could, you know, be that too. I don't know that I'm necessarily expecting there to be like 30 tower points between two of us, you know, but it's definitely something to pay attention. All right, well, I'll go ahead and pick up an apprentice here. There's nothing for 4, so we don't need to like consider how to. Well, I guess we could get a potion, but okay. So get a second apprentice in a stockpile. So we're gonna want to get a counterfeit soon. Well, that's not doing it. Third apprentice seems a little silly. So we could start in on the races. Those aren't like going to be super impactful right now, obviously. Maybe. I mean, I can see the value in the market square. Be able to do like ferry on one of the 3 cost piles and then buy it. Like if I could do that right here, that'd be really nice. Maybe I'll pick up a market square. We can also use it to gain golds for our apprentices. That's something I didn't even think about with I was looking at the treasure trove stuff, but we have 8 here. We could take counterfeit stockpile. That. That is not helpful, I have to say. Am I willing to trash an apprentice? I mean, I guess so. Oh, it's not even that good. I mean, it's, you know. Yeah, I mean, I probably should do it. I can replace it easily enough. It's just annoying. All right. Let's replace the apprentice, and another market square would mean we can get more golds. So this is a lot of stockpile. We got 11 coins and a bunch of buys. 8 coins if we want to get our stockpiles back. We could move our ferry token to market squares. Really get a lot of market squares. Ferry market square, and we can buy 3 market squares. A big lead on the tower thing. Well, maybe not a big one, but, you know, something of one. Too late. You are too late. So we clearly take the last 2 market squares. We could then ferry chariot race. We could get a stockpile back, but we could do that later. At some point, we're going to move the fairy token to like apothecary or something, just for the sake of like chariot race stuff. I wanted to get a gold here. We are going to get a bunch of buys. So I would really like to apprentice this estate. I don't know how likely that is. I mean, last turn I played 2 market squares. I have like 6-ish. Estates in the trash. So crlundy has 3 and I have 7. 7, okay. I have 5 in here. Was the 3 more? Yeah, getting the gold would be really nice for sure. So if we... Yeah, the pile out is coming too, which is something to pay attention to. Actually, maybe the gold isn't even that important. Okay. That's helpful. 3 buys, 4, 5, 6 buys. We could get to 7 buys. We could just get so many chariot races. That does seem more important than getting a gold. Boy, stockpiles give the points too. Dang it. Wonder if we trash stockpile here. I think we probably do. Man, I don't discarding for gold. crlundy. Oh no, points lead. Province. So I can empty piles. If I do I win? I think so, because I have a ton of chariot races. Yeah, oh, that's why he has the points lead. Yeah, never mind. What a dumb game. I was kind of, when I was talking about the 3 pile thing, I was kind of forgetting to account for the fact that stockpiles would also run quickly. I was thinking about like market square, chariot race, and merchant, but yeah, that was, how many turns? Actually, that was more turns than I felt like. 11 turns. I mean, not that that's a slow game, but yeah, stockpile is definitely a centralizing card, just like in a very high proportion of boards, and makes games go really fast too. So I definitely sympathetic to crlundy on that point. I don't have it on any of my lists, but I have very few cards on my list in general. All I have is Possession and Swindler. Okay, so last board, Merchant is here again. We've got Junk Dealer, Sanctuary, Upgrade for thinning. We have Lab and Pool for draw, Sanctuary and Upgrade for buys/gains, Den of Sin also for draw. We're not really missing anything. Do stuff. I guess the question is, how valuable is Spool here? Like this might be another kingdom where the non-spool draw is good enough that it's easier to draw with other things. It's too bad there's nothing good to upgrade horses into off of supplies. That would be cool. Upgrade in general does not look like it's gonna have like a whole lot of synergies. The lack of 4s really hurts it. I still wouldn't mind having an upgrade for my estates, but it might... Oh, crlundy has a 5-2. That looks really nice. Wondering about Night Watchman. If we go Silver Night Watchman, we can definitely buy a Sanctuary and put it into a clean shuffle. And we do want a Sanctuary fast. Both the plus buy and the thinning are going to be valuable. I think I'm going to want at least one silver here, so I might as well get the silver. What are the alternatives here? Double silver. Slower to get to my 5, and no guarantee that I do hit 5, but there are other things I can buy. But how excited am I about Merchant, really? Supplies... Yeah, I think I'm gonna get... We need to pay attention to orchard points, too. It probably ends up meaning that we buy one more Sanctuary than we might have otherwise done. Okay, so now the question is going to be, do we go for Den here? I mean, I think we just go for Den. We want to see our Sanctuary. Yeah, we'll want to get 3 labs, 3 sanctuaries, 3 merchants. And have like 3 horses in our... Like play 3 supplies gives you the 4 orchard points at the end of the game. So having 3 supplies is the point, I guess. Or, well, I mean, in theory you could save up a horse, but I don't know how realistic that is. Or, did I know that was going to happen? I mean, I should have at some level. We could just get 2 supplies here. I don't mind that. We've got the Night Watchman. I mean, having the Sanctuary miss the shuffle is not great, but... 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing all of our estates, so we can just buy another Sanctuary. Yeah, that's fine. We get another Sanctuary and we get some horses. I think it works out pretty. Oh, God, are you kidding me? Gross. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a merchant, I guess. Or we could take the 3rd supplies. Third supplies seems better, actually. But, well, supplies are cheaper to buy when we have the plus buy, so I guess I'll take the merchant. We're going to want 3 of them anyway. Did I leave the supplies on top? I guess so. I mean, we're going to shuffle anyway, so... Boy, that was unfortunate, though. And we didn't pair Sanctuary Estate. We still could, but it's not very likely. And hard after the merchants again. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, okay, so we still hit. Okay, so we've got a den. Take the third. Sanctuary. I mean, if crlundy wants to deny me orchard points on merchant, I'm not going to be like too broken up about it. To take 3 more merchants, it doesn't seem likely. On the other hand, I do have my plus buy this turn. Next turn, we're going to see our 2 estates and our Night Watchman quite possibly out of 7 cards, so we could still fail to hit 5, which is super obnoxious. We could easily end up buying a merchant there. We could also buy a second den here and get entirely through the shuffle. At which point, so we just exiled 2 coppers. We haven't trashed any, so we have 5 coppers down there. We also have a supplies. I think. Do I have 2 supplies? Yeah, I have 2 supplies. It's 6 coins. The only thing is the dens don't give us orchard points. Like, you know, I kind of want to be buying like Lab or Sanctuary. 7 cards. So we have 3 cards that aren't coppers, basically. And then 6 cards that are. So in 7 cards, what are the odds that we have 2 of them? They're pretty high. So if we want to hit 5, we want to get another den. And getting more dens is good anyway. Alright. Oh, we have a horse down here. That's right. That's right. Alright. I shouldn't have gone. Whoops. I mean, I can leave the horse in the shuffle, of course. And probably should. Wait, where's my other copper? I have 2 in exile. I haven't trashed any. I don't have any heirlooms. Or did I just play it last turn? And I just didn't count. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, that's why it was off there. Oh wait, no, I wasn't. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, the supplies goes in before I purchase. That's right. Okay. So, yeah, what would be the advantages of playing the horse here? Making estates miss the shuffle, making the Night Watchman miss the shuffle, but also making the Dens of Sin miss the shuffle, and we want to find the estates with our Sanctuary. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to just stop here. Do we want to go ahead and get the 3rd Sanctuary? Do we want to start loading up on labs and get the 3rd Sanctuary later? I think I'm going to take the lab. We could also take another den. I think I'm going to take the lab. We're going to have 2 horses coming in anyway. playing that. We should probably try to snag our 2 merchants while we have the chance, but I don't know. If crlundy wants all of them, like I said, I'm not going to be super put out about it. Whoa. Oh yeah, well, I guess that'll happen. I guess I'll go ahead and grab the 2 merchants while I've got the plus buy. Need to grab another supplies. Pick up labs. crlundy hasn't invested in any draw. I don't think that's going to end well. We can get a supplies and a 5. I think that's lab at this point. I mean, 3rd Sanctuary would certainly be helpful, but I would kind of like to split up the dens, but I don't think it's worth reading on it. That is to say, making this turn worse in order to do it. Maybe we'll do it if we've like drawn deck, but well, he's making it work. This is alarming. I'm going to be like way behind on provinces here. I don't quite understand why. Did crlundy just draw better than I did? Or, like, we have the same amount of thinning. Pretty confused about this, honestly. How did... Like, he's thinned way more than I have, despite having less draw and the same number of sanctuaries? How? Ugh. Yeah, I'm super confused. All right, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could just exile the Night Watchman. Grab a couple more supplies for more payload. Lab. We don't really need another sanctuary. I guess I could go lab 10 supplies, or I could also grab the potion to start getting pools, but like it's all very slow. I just don't know how I'm catching up. Maybe I go province supplies. Province gets me to 17 and I'm still way behind. I go up to 14 coins next turn. I still need I'm also liable to fail to draw a deck. Maybe. What do I do here? I don't understand how this happened. I really don't. I really do not. Crlundy doesn't have silver in hand, though. Then that's like a total dud. Nice. Okay. Okay, maybe we're not out of this yet. I think I wouldn't mind exiling 1 copper if I'm drawing deck. If not, though. Well, I can hit province as it is. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 10 doesn't really do me a whole lot of good. I guess it allows me to. But like, what am I going to draw that's a stop card that. Oh. I guess the answer actually was province, come to think of it. All right, I think we do take another supplies. This is frustrating. We played both of our dens. I mean, we didn't come close to drawing deck, but the stop card to like not stop card balance is delicate, right? And the extra 2 cards might be enough to make the difference, or it might not. I think I'm just gonna play both of the dens on the assumption that I'm replacing stop cards with not stop cards. Okay, so now once we take lab and sanctuary, we take points lead. Granted, Crlundy can take sanctuary, but not lab. We can't do it that way. So Crlundy does not currently have horse points, but will soon enough. Ooh. All right, so we take the lab for sure. And we take the sanctuary. And I guess we take the last supplies, or... An estate could be relevant. I had 1 more coin. So I have 14 coins in my deck. Am I going to care about 15 coins? Not really. Am I going to care about 16 coins? Quite possibly. I mean, Crlundy, okay, so we're tied right now. Crlundy can get horse points and then pull into the lead. Sanctuary pull further into the lead, so that is alarming. But being able to double province isn't going to solve anything there. Province double duchy is 18, which I can't get to anyway. Province duchy state is 15, which would only require taking the supply. Not that supplies is necessarily better than silver at this point. Take the estate now, though. We get that point now. It's about as good. Yeah, I don't really know. Don't really know. At least crlundy fails to find silver again. I don't know how likely that actually is, but it happened once. Okay, it's clearly not. Oh, crlundy can hit double. Okay. Not quite that much money. I still think if crlundy takes Sanctuary Province, I probably can't come back. Because I've like exhausted my opportunities to gain orchard points. Maybe I can tie. It doesn't look that way though, does it? Okay, so I should have been thinking about 15 in terms of triple duchy, I guess. Yeah, I should have been thinking about that. Stupid. Is there anything I could have hung on to that I could have? I guess I could have farmed. No, I need the silver. So Province Duchy obviously is losing. And crlundy just doesn't have enough stop cards for, yeah, I think I'm just doomed. Just doomed. I don't actually need to play the second Den of Sin, so I guess we won't. Not that it's going to matter. I still don't understand how I fell so far behind. Yeah. what I said there in chat is like that I like Sierra Lundy had thinned 3 estates, and like 5 coppers when I had thinned like 2 and 2 or something like that. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's all that it was. Maybe there was no good comeback potential for me, but I really like. I mean, opening Sanctuary, where I might explain like some of it. It doesn't seem like it should explain that big of a discrepancy. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, I kept saying like, oh, I don't care if he gets all the merchants. I mean, maybe that wasn't accurate. Like that was payload, and I was a little short on payload there at the end. Maybe I should have even exiled fewer coppers than I did. I mean, I was having trouble drawing deck until I wasn't. Oh, whoops, my mic fell a little bit. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Anyway, oh, I guess if anybody's still listening on Discord, what I just did was probably really loud, but hopefully they weren't. I muted it in OBS, but I didn't think to do it in Discord. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, the thing that I really needed to be able to do was like threaten a double province at some point, earlier than I did too. Like if I'd had 16 coins that turn that I had like 14 and there were 2 provinces left, would that have even been enough points? I don't think it would have. Could be wrong, but I don't think. I was like, well, maybe I don't know. In any case, yeah, I mean, I was short on payload. To be able to get more, I don't know. There wasn't really a good way to gain like a lot of payload, and so in that sense, the merchants were good for Sierra Lundy. Like as long as you could keep your deck thin and you didn't like really need draw, right? Because like you don't have any stop cards. Like if you look at the supplies as not being stop cards, like once you've played them once, then you don't really need, like the sanctuaries are going to clear out the green as it comes in, and you end up having your stop cards are like however many green cards you have in your deck plus the 1 silver, or at least that was, well, Sierra Lundy also had the Night Watchman. And maybe detouring into Dens of Sin was bad for my tempo, but they seemed valuable at the time. I don't know. I hit a bunch of early turns where I had like 4 that I felt like really set me back. And granted, I could have been buying merchants there, but I don't know. I think Sierra Lundy played better than I did in game 2. This one, maybe that's true as well, but something about this escapes my understanding in terms of how I fell so far behind so quickly, and was like it's not just that Sierra Lundy had a bunch of merchants and I didn't. It was like Sierra Lundy was drawing deck and hitting like 11 and I was hitting like 5. I was like, how is this happening? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will be back in a couple days with another match in the Encampment pool for this tournament. Until then.